Okay, so here once again, and we are now in the chapter 4 of our course in the principles of patronage refund and the computation of the interest on share capital. In chapter 4, we will be discussing the patronage refund process and then also the subsections of the chapter, which is the eligibility criteria. We will identify who are eligible. We will also be touching on the calculation and distribution and the reporting and communication. So these are the three subsections that we will be discussing in this chapter. Okay, so let's proceed with the eligibility criteria, and the cooperatives should determine which members are eligible for patronage refund. So the responsibility of identifying this listing that are eligible will rest on the management of the cooperatives. It may be the accounting department, the members department, members education, but definitely will be in the management of the cooperatives. Now, second important point here is that for those eligible patrons. So the eligible patrons may be members who are those who held the shares in the cooperative, those who patronize the product of the cooperative, and also the non-members, as the case may be, subject to the policies of the cooperative. But those non-members clearly who are engaged in the cooperative transactions, because for all we know, there are non-members who will also patronize the product of the cooperative. For example, if the cooperative is operating a grocery store, so not all patronizers of the grocery store will be members. There might be some walk-in who would like to buy in the grocery store, so those are non-members. But since they are engaged in the transactions of the cooperative, when you are transacting with the co-op, paying something, and you are eligible for the patronage refund. But there are cooperatives also, based on their bylaws, that do not include non-members. Although this has to be clarified, maybe in the CDA during the forum, if they are really eligible for patronage refund. The third point that we will be considering in the eligibility criteria is the cut-off period, because we should identify the cut-off period for the eligible members. For example, if a member applies or become a full-fledged member in and after the cut-off period, in our case, we will have the December 31, 2023, for example, and then the member was or became full-fledged only in January 2023. Is he or she qualified? Or so that will be clarified by the cooperative based on their bylaws or based on the policies set forth by the cooperative. So that's it for the eligibility criteria. In identifying the eligible patrons, cooperative members who hold share in the cooperatives and transact the businesses with the cooperatives are automatically eligible for patronage refund. Non-members who engage in the business of the cooperative will be also, or might be, eligible based on the policies of the cooperative, as the cooperative may. So in summary, identifying eligible patrons involves recognizing both members and the members who actively engage in the cooperative. That's it for the eligibility criteria, and then we will proceed to the records and documentation. So for the records and documentation of the patronage refund, so the cooperative must maintain an accurate records or detailed records of members' transactions throughout the year. So the cooperative must have a list of who on what date that the member transact with the cooperative, how much, because that will identify how much the cooperative will, how much the cooperative will give, and how much the members will be eligible for the patronage refund based on the rates computed by the cooperative. So another one is the documentation includes information on the purchases and the services utilized by the member, including its payment for items, payment for products, payment for interest, and other cooperative activities. Now, relating this to the equity principle ensures that all these eligible patrons receive a fair share of the net surplus based on their individual patronage. And proper records help accurately calculate each member's patronage refund. So it is very important to keep that proper record. Next is the transparency and compliance. It is inherent for the cooperative to be transparent and should comply with the policies set forth by the regulatory agencies. Maintaining accurate records demonstrate compliance with legal requirements and ensure fairness. In summary, maintaining accurate records and documentation is essential for identifying eligible patrons and ensuring profitable and equitable patronage refunds. So that's it for our topic in the chapter 4 under subsection A of the eligibility criteria. See you in the next topic, which is the calculation and distribution. Thank you very much.